So before we hop into the beta for Battlefield 6 this weekend, I wanted to talk about gunplay. Am I crazy, or does it look pretty bad and like 2042? This of course is not going to be a good thing, and we'll have a little discussion about it. But before we do, just want to say, if you enjoyed the content and want more from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified on when I do drop more content. Now, many things stood out with Battlefield 6. It frankly does look like a Battlefield game. It's the Battlefield game we have been long wanting for all these years. And yeah, it looks really, really good. I'm really excited to check out the beta before we even pre-order and things like that. But the one thing that was concerning, and this kind of lingered a while from the Battlefield Labs leaks, and of course comments I've seen from people that played the game and through the labs, gunplay is very much like 2042, and that's pretty bad. Now, when I say this and have this discussion with you guys, I don't want this to sound elitist, but Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, specifically Battlefield 3, had incredible gunplay. Battlefield 4 felt a little bit easier, but they had a lot of back-end stuff when it came to like, oh yeah, you're moving and shooting and you're not going to be as accurate, more downrange. There was some suppression stuff, of course, in Battlefield 3 and 4. There was damage fall off, how bad damage actually fell off in ranges. There was a lot of moving parts that made it feel good, and it just wasn't always recoil. But 2042 had none of that. You can kill someone with an SMG from 200 meters away, 3-shot at one point. That is where it seems Battlefield 6 is. Now, of course, the SMG 200 meters away part is not true there, but weapons feel relatively easy, and I saw a video which just broke me. It really broke me. The former pro player Scump from COD, he was showing off the testing range, and in that video, he held down the trigger of an LMG, was showing that his thumb was not on the stick to control the recoil, and the LMG was a laser. This is not okay. We need much more recoil than that. That's not okay. The guy's a COD player. Now, I used to play COD a lot. I used to play Battlefield a lot. I played both at one point at the same time a lot. There is no way a pro COD player comes in and just does that on your game. Gunplay being in 2042's realm of experiences is terrible for the game. Like, it makes what looks to be the most rewarding and awesome part, which is infantry combat. We haven't seen infantry combat like this since Battlefield 3, for example. It takes something like that and just makes it feel unrewarding. It feels like there's no skill ceiling and skill gaps, and that is a terrible thing to have in a first-person shooter. I'm not saying it needs to be elitist level. You know, only the top 2% can actually get the recoil pattern down of the M4A1, for example. No, I'm not saying that. But people should have to spend some time to learn the recoil of the weapon. Be proficient with the recoil of the weapon. Get experienced and learn the recoil of the weapon. That is not present at all. Damage fall-offs. I've seen at least assault rifles do some wild things down ranges when it comes to landing shots and being accurate and killing someone relatively quick. Even the best players in Battlefield 4, for example, had to put 8 shots down range, 9 shots down range to kill someone, and had to be accurate. In some cases, that was nearly the entire mag. And these were 30-round magazines, for example, for the assault rifles. That is not happening here. There seems to be no damage ranges for most weapons. There seems to be no recoil for most weapons, and there seems to be not really a penalty for moving and shooting. This, of course, varies on the range from your target. So if you're shooting and moving and you're close to somebody in CQC combat, you're not going to really notice this. But if you're moving and shooting at longer ranges, well, you're going to be much more inaccurate, and that doesn't seem to be present. I want players to have to stand still to shoot accurately downrange. It's a sacrifice. It's a trade-off. Not that it's realistic, but it's good game design. So none of that is there. So yeah, gunplay visually from the leaks and from conversations I've seen on Reddit isn't where it needs to be. And I do think that in the beta, we need to be mindful of this. We need to be vocal of this. This is definitely one component of the game that looks like it can use some serious work. And at least I think 2 months before release, I think a month of dev time is a good amount of time to improve these concerns and issues, at least on the feedback sense. But yeah, it's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, or at least looking out for in the beta when we play this weekend. So leave your thoughts down below on the gunplay. Yeah, I don't think I'm crazy. I feel like I'm not the only one talking about this. But if you feel the same way, drop a comment down below. We can have a conversation about it. Gunplay needs to be spot on for this game for it to be a massive success. So hopefully they do nail it at the park. And of course, kills isn't everything to Battlefield. There are different roles, but for a game to be taking a very infantry approach to the actual game itself when it comes to the franchise, and not saying there's no vehicles, but there's a lot of focus on infantry, rightfully so, from like, you know, we saw in Battlefield 3. Gunplay needs to knock it out the park, and hopefully they do that here. But yeah. If you guys enjoyed the video, found it informative, or just enjoyed the conversation, be sure to drop this video a like, helps out the video a ton. And of course, like I said before, if you want more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified on when I do drop that content. But until next time, thank you for watching. As always, ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.